Hey, Mower Junkie here. This is a video of the trailer that I built to haul our two pulling tractors, which have now been repurposed, but that's another story. I started out with a mobile home axle that I chopped down, cut a section out and narrowed it, and used 3" by 5" by 1/4" thick steel for the frame rails and cross members. The leaf springs, I stayed with what was on the mobile home, which was the monoleaf. It turned out to be actually pretty good. The weight of the trailer and what I put on it, I had very little bounce on the highway and no sway whatsoever. The trailer tracks down the road perfectly. I used the, like I said, the 3x5 for the cross members. Went crazy with 1/2" hardened bolts through the axle. These pictures should have actually been in the beginning, but this is when I first started with this steel. Sawzall and a 1/2" Makita drill did most of the work on this job. I can't tell you how many bolts. There's no welds anywhere on this trailer. As you can see right there on those rails. Everything got bolted and extra bolted, and I had to drill all those holes, 1/2" diameter holes, through the 1/4" thick steel. My wrists and hands were dead after this job. As you can see them again if you look down the rails. I added wood 4x4s in. There's plenty of steel cross members. There's the two steel pipes, 2" by 1/4" thick wall pipes, ahead of and behind the axle. So the steel framing is plenty good, and then the 4x4s give me a nice secure place to fasten the decking down without having to use a lot of bolts. Use deck screws and right down into the 4x4s. So the decking was bolted up in the front and at the very back, and all in the middle. Most of it was all just screwed into the wood 4x4s. So it kind of sandwiched the frame of the trailer in between the 4x4s and the decking. I went crazy with the hitch frame too. As you can see, I doubled it all up. I put 2x6 side rails, just making temporary attachment easier to attach sides or whatever have you. Put a fold down ramp on gate hinges and use some metal strut rods to hold it up in place. Use tractor fenders on it to match the two tractors that we haul with it. The backup lights that you see on those lights, because those lights are actually from a Ford Ford box truck. I took the lenses apart, taped it up, and painted them orange for directionals. There it is with the side rails painted up. That, I think, is a very pretty picture of the trailer. All wired up. Tons and tons of zip ties keeping the wiring up so it doesn't ever hit the road. I ended up putting some reflective tape also along the back of the ramp. Hey, Mower Junkie here.